Hello, my YouTube soul friends. So it's been so long since I made a video, and why, you may ask? Well, it's actually because life has been being lived, and in return I've just not really been on the camera as much. I've been a little bit more in tune with my energy, my presence here in my life. So it's just kind of distracted me and pulled me away from creating content such as I usually do. But that time is now concluded, and I am here with you today to create a video to share with you into your energetic field from mine and discuss a topic that I feel is worth bringing some topic of interest to. So what that topic is the interest of you. So let's get started. Interest. What are you paying your interest to? And where you pay your interest, there is always a fee that is due. So I want us to be in the thought processing of being mindful of the interest in which we're giving to things, people, and places in which the interest and the energy is given. With everything an interest is given to, there should always be a currency of the exchange of the rate in which you are given. Therefore, it should be something that you feel is fulfilling you, and it's something that returns an energetic vibration back to you to be of equivalent match or a higher vibration to be able to attune yourself to, of learning or of the essence of just taking in knowledge or whatever it may be that could be helpful for you in your path of life, on your path of life, on your road to success, or on your road to the next destination in which you have on the course of your presence and your reality and the creation in which you are creating and bringing into reality, right? So if everything in reality is of something that matters to you, that you are giving your interest to, your interest is most definitely being equally exchanged, and it is most definitely being of an essence of the energy in which is a value and a match to your frequency. But the thing is, what happens if it's something that's not so much of resonance, not so much the energetic match in which is best for you? Now, in these situations, we would question, why am I giving my interest to something that is not a vibrational match for me, that is not raising my vibration, that is not enhancing my life experience, that is not doing anything for me other than possibly bringing me down or diverting me from my own intentions and my own interest of where I should be giving myself and others maybe, or to other things in life that could be raising me up into the highest essence of my truth, my value, and my worth. So when we become aware of these things that maybe aren't serving our highest interest, our highest good, our highest God, our highest essence, our highest vibration, whatever that may look like, or even just the neutrality of ourselves, getting us back to the base of where we should be in the energy field in which is best for us. Whenever we notice these things happening, it's so crucial that we step back, look at the energy in which we're exchanging, and even weigh out the aspects of this energy exchange. Is it something that brings me a happy feeling? Maybe that happiness could be the vibration that is the match for you. Maybe it's just the good feeling, the good essence that it brings. It doesn't have to be something that necessarily uplifts you in a way to where you're able to amplify yourself to the next level in life per se, but at the same time, it should be something that is lifting you, or at least keeping you afloat at that neutrality in which we really want to at least be able to stay at. Because as I've mentioned before in the videos that I've created, it's not always about going so high, and it's also not always about going so low. It's about finding that middle ground, that level of just contentment. And I know contentment sounds so bland to some people. It used to sound bland to me until I realized that contentment is actually all that we seek in life. We're not always needing to seek a high, because if we're always seeking a high, then we're bound to get low. It's just like that song, when you're always trying to get high, then you're bound to stay low. You want something, but you can't deflate your ego, or something like that. I can't remember the words, but yeah. If you know what that song is, comment it in the comments and I'll be like, yeah, that's it. But okay. So it's not about always trying to be the high, but instead it's about trying to maintain that neutrality of your reality, being able to see yourself within the duality of life itself, because we are both light and dark. We are both good and bad. We are both of everything that duality presents itself as in this world. And instead of being like one of those people who are super religious and like, oh, we have to only be the light, or super spiritual, oh, we have to only be the light, or whatever it may be, it's not about always being the light. It's about seeing yourself in the darkness sometimes too, because sometimes you can be in the darkness and you need to put a light on that darkness to be able to identify yourself and where you're at. So when we find ourselves in predicaments to where our interest is going to somewhere that's putting us maybe in a darker place, not uplifting us in any single way, not keeping us at a neutral ground, the way to find that neutral ground is identification of ourselves within the darkness. Therefore, we become the light to see our own darkness. And there is nothing wrong with this. This is actually a beautiful experience in life that we should be able to really be happy to have the honor to be able to do. Being able to see yourself in your own shadow, being able to see yourself in your own sense of awareness, to understand where you were coming from, to get back on that middle plane, to get back on that solid ground of identification and realization of yourself. So now, when that realization of the idealization of the self that we have been perceiving ourselves as and that we've actually been living as, then we're able to actually see that there is something that maybe could use a benefit of shifting into a different octave of the awareness of the energy in which you are being, and be able to see yourself and where you want to go. And if the energy in which you are being is something that is going to help you get there, or if it's going to retract from you, if it's going to subtract your energy and it's going to deplete you from moving into the highest energy field, the highest octave that you want to be at, which can also, I speak again on, can be just the neutral ground. Because again, we're not always seeking the high. If we always seek the high, we're also going to be getting the lows. And the lows aren't so bad, because if you do seek the high, let's say you seek the high all the time, right? If you're seeking the high, when you do have your lows, you're going to hit really, really low. And it's going to be so low to where it really makes you question everything. But it's not necessarily that it's here to hinder you, but instead it's to show you that if you try to maintain the balance, you won't hit the lows quite as hard. And the highs may not be quite as high, but over time they're going to gradually feel like they are, because you're bound to be in that energetic state that's going to be of that contentment, that happiness, that solidification of you being on solid ground in your own energy, serving the interest of the interest that serves you. If something, let's give an example. Say that you have someone in your life that you're constantly giving to, you're constantly trying to uplift, you're constantly worried about, you're constantly doing this and that for, but yet that person never so much worries about you. They don't really check in on you. They don't make sure you're doing okay. They don't constantly feed the energy of you to make sure all is well, but instead you do that to them. But you're always having that depletion on the opposite end. That is not an interest that is serving you, because the interest that is serving you and that you are serving will always be of that neutral solid ground, because it's going to meet you halfway. It's going to meet you at the marker of that solid ground of where you both identify as a resemblance of that same energetic field, because the relatability of the interest is a value of the currency and the rate in which it's being exchanged through the essence of yourself and itself. So that's what we are ultimately seeking in life, is just finding that solidification, that solid ground, that neutrality, that equal energy exchange. And that can be with anything. It can be an interest. It can be just something that you're learning. Is it something that's going to benefit you in the future? Or is it something that could maybe hinder you in the future, because it's pulling you away from something that can maybe be better on the path in which you are seeking to attain or going on in your life? These are the identifications that when we seek out, we're able to actually see ourselves more clearly. We're able to see the path in which we have put ourselves on, and if that path is the path that we actually want to be on, or if it's something that's maybe leading us astray, pulling us away from ourselves. So now, with that being said, I challenge you to look at the things that you are serving interest to in your life. And I want you to not only look at these things, but I want you to almost dissect these things and be able to see, is this interest serving me as I am serving it? Or is this interest only being served by me as I am serving it? or vice versa? Or is it a neutral, balanced, equal, even energy exchange that hits the currency rate in which your exchange rate has put out to where it's a perfect balance of the field and the harmonious tune in which it can be? Because whenever you seek things to be able to serve interest, may that same thing always be seeking you. Because otherwise it is an imbalance, and these imbalances throw us off of our center. They throw us off of our solid ground, and they are a hindrance to our growth and to our awareness of ourselves. But it's not bad to be thrown off every once in a while, because only can we find what serves us that we want to serve whenever we see what is no longer serving us that we have been serving. So yeah, so this is my video comeback for now, and I will be back with more videos. I'm so grateful to have each and every single one of you here. So thank you for watching this video if you're watching this video. Also, don't forget, these are my platforms. You can find me on social media, and also don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. I appreciate it. It helps me reach the algorithms, because you know, algorithms here, it's like how you get seen on the YouTube world. But yeah, so if you're interested in me, you enjoy me, my presence, and if you feel that I am an equal energy to be able to give your interest to, that is exchanging something to you that is of equivalent or equal or higher value than what you are having to put in to be able to receive, then I want you to realize that I, just like these other things, am a vibrational match for you. And I want you to feel comfort in knowing that this is a safe place for you to come, that I will always do my best to give you an equal value of exchange for the rate in your currency of your current reality of exchanging that energy filled with me, to even take my energy in, to receive my messages, and to be here with me. So yes, thank you for watching, and I will be back. And until we meet again, I send you love, I send you peace, and I send you equal energy exchanges, because your currency is a rate that is valued and it should be equally exchanged.